Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So we have a new Double Dragon game. Double Dragon Birth of the Dragon or something like that?
3, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons. It's made by Arc Systems, and they make really cool stuff, but instead of it being like a hyper anime fighter, like how Arc Systems makes their games, this is distinctly chibi, very pixelated. So it's like the original.
Yeah.
So like, it's like kind of like a remake of Double Dragon. But it looks fun, like a lot of like team up moves and everything. But here's where we're in a little kerfuffle because of me, because there's a River City Girls series, which is like a play on the River City Ransom. But you're playing like the girlfriends, and those are fun games. But there's a shared history with Double Dragon and River City Ransom, both being made by Technos, and then throw in Renegade, which was a remake of, all these things are kind of intertwined, and some of the characters cross over. Well, Marin is in this. Marin was the original girlfriend of like Billy or Jimmy. I don't know which one she was a girlfriend to.
I think it was... I don't remember.
But she was also like an undercover cop, and they always add like all these little extra story elements. But Marin exists in River City Girls, and she looks nothing like this Marin. Because Marin was supposed to be kind of blonde and kind of smaller.
Yeah.
In River City Girls, they made her like
huge,
6'4". She's gorgeous, but she looks like that. Remember that one anime with that one girl with the silver hair who was just jacked?
Yes, the one that had the weird cell animation,
yeah.
The 3D. Yes.
So it's like her, but a little more feminine.
Maybe this takes place in the past, but I don't know how you grow an extra foot.
Yeah, she doesn't look anything like her, like her Marin,
character,
but it's the same Marin. So now we have two different companies making the same characters in similar games. It's just weird. But this fighting game, beat 'em ups have made a huge comeback.
Oh, I'm so glad.
The River City Girls, Streets of Rage, the Turtles.
What's it? Toxic Crusader?
Yeah, Toxic Crusader got a trailer. So this is more like that, where it kind of has that Saturday morning cartoon look to it. And even though I think they should have went something more like how Streets of Rage looks. Looks phenomenal. And everyone's older and buffier, kind of like, more like hard edge. This seems to be like a more of a silly, happy version. River City Girls kind of has the same flavor, but now they're like competing because they're basically the same game.
Right.
So do you add things like boss rush mode? Do you unlock new abilities? Do you have to go and buy new stuff? It's because the original Double Dragon, even on the NES, even when I was growing up, I had no idea. But you gain levels in that game.
And you get different moves.
And you get stronger. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's ways you can cheese the game and get, basically grind out levels early on. But, yeah, you got, new moves and abilities. So, that was always part of the Double Dragon world. And they even did a remake a few years back called Double Dragon Neon or Neo. And that one had, a shop where you're power up your kicks. And so then it's more like River City Ransom, where you bought things. If you eat steamed buns, it gives you more HP. And, if you buy these boots, they give you stronger kicks. That
was Double Dragon 3 on the arcade.
Yeah, so there's all this weird, these games are all kind of the same game.
Mm-hmm. Right. We need to have a beat 'em up
cinematic
universe where they all fight
and
each other.
Guy and Hagar and Cody show up.
Hey, I always wanted technically to know who was better, Guy or Axel. So that's the main character Final Fight, and then from Streets of Rage.
Ooh. Here's the thing. Now that we've got very successful beat 'em ups under our belts now, very successful, Capcom, right the wrongs of Final Fight.
Yeah.
Streetwise never happened. Just throw it in the garbage, because that game made no sense. The story was so ridiculously stupid.
Right.
Don't make Cody into a drug addict, and it was just weird.
I think they kind of remedied that with the Street Fighter games.
The fighting games.
Yeah, because they made him the mayor. So now it would be kind of funny to do another Final Fight. Instead of having Hagar as the mayor, it would be Cody. So it'd be Cody, somebody new, and some added,
I want Hagar's granddaughter to be just as strong as he is, but to be this 5 foot girl that can still pile drive you in the sky. I want Final Fight to come back. Because, hell, we're digging when you bring back the Toxic Crusader of the side-scrolling beat-em-ups, that's scraping the bottom.
Yeah.
Because that game sucked on the NES.
I mean, at this point, then bring back Bayou Billy.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So, if we can bring back Toxic Crusader, Capcom, and the way Capcom's been doing really well with the remakes, with the Resident Evils, come on, give us a side-scrolling beat-em-up with Final Fight.
No 3D, make it 2D.
Yeah. The characters can be 3D, but they move left or right.
Yeah.
They don't move in 3D space, It's just, we are getting so many beat 'em ups This kind of are we getting to the point to where remember how everything was a Castlevania rip-off Metroidvania type game? Now everything's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Everything old is new again.
It's starting to get that way.
Yeah, but I don't mind beat 'em ups because I think beat 'em ups are like one
Pick
of those
up and play.
Pick up and play. If they're not too like crazy, you even have little kids play them. Like it's not like that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, Capcom did have a lot of good beat 'em ups. Even their old stuff like Knights of the Round.
Yeah.
Like that was that was great.
The Dungeons and Dragons. The Dungeons and Dragons movie did really well. Bring back the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up arcade game. Just have the characters from the movie and put them in the game.
Yeah.
The Tower of Doom, I think it was called.
Yeah, that was another good one Capcom did.
Yeah, so there's a ton of games they can bring back, and they're very successful. So this genre is successful.
Mm-hmm.
And when the side scroll beat 'em up, so when you see this, you're Billy and Jimmy, and he can play as Marin. That's why I brought up. She has a gun, which is hilarious because she's an undercover cop. That was kind of like the storyline they built up, and like that whole storyline is so weird.
I know. Even in the Double Dragon movie, they try to like play it off, and it's just
Here's the
terrible.
Thing. So in the original story, when you beat the game in 2-player, you have to kill your brother so you can be with Marin. Well, I mean, think about that. She's tied up at the end of the game. You beat the boss. Then she's tied up and has to watch the two guys she cares about kill each other. And then after, it's like, okay, I guess I'm your girlfriend now because you killed the other one. Well, my goodness.
Or even if, like, let's say, technically, they didn't die, they got knocked out. How horrible would you feel?
Remember when you whooped my ass and took my girlfriend and I was cool with it?
Right. Or her being like, I really like Billy. Like, this is kind of messed up, Jimmy.
Or doing caveman rules.
Yeah.
If I beat you up, I get to steal your wife. Here's the thing. Well, how do you like the storyline where Jimmy was really the shadow boss the whole time? Like it was like the evil spirit that was in him?
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Because that was the storyline of the cartoon series.
Yeah.
He was secretly the shadow boss the whole time.
And he didn't know it kind of thing.
Yeah, like the evil dragon sword like took him over and it was... because that was a good raising, like, oh, now you have to fight your brother.
Yeah. Instead of having Marin be the reason.
Rather have the script of the movie. Okay?
Yeah, the movie. Oh my god, the movie's so bad.
That movie's really bad.
It's such a bad movie. Remember we bought it on VHS and the VHS was blank and it was better?
Yeah, it was better.
Because Hollywood Video was shutting down. So all the VH tapes were on sale.
It was like $1.
Double Dragon. We bought it for like $1. Brought it home. The tape was blank.
But you know what also worked though was freaking Mortal Kombat. And again, I have a lot better time watching that video game movie than I did Double Dragon.
So Double Dragon's cool. I'm glad it's coming back. And the whole beat 'em up subgenre, and it hasn't been falling off. Like it hasn't been like, oh god, there's been 3 really terrible ones. They've all been pretty good. I think even Toxic Avenger, like stuff like Buckley O'Hare.
Yep, that's another good one.
That's another good one. Stuff like, come on guys, bring these things back. I mean, if you bring back freaking Toxie, you can bring back Bucky.
Oh yeah, easily. Also, maybe make some new sequels of these old ones too. Like, I wouldn't mind playing a new X-Men.
I don't mind playing the new Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Oh, that was.
I wouldn't mind playing that one. It was like Sunset Riders.
Sunset Riders, yeah.
Give me new Sunset Riders,
dude. Sunset Riders had such subtle coolness to it. Like, dude, when you were like the guy with the shotguns and you fought the guy with the shield, you could kill him. And then the guy with the shotgun grabs his sombrero and puts his on, so now he's like red, red. I'm like, that's freaking cool.
But rocking a poncho and shot off shotguns, that's like my life. Like if I want to go out wearing a giant ass sombrero, a poncho, and double shot off shotguns. Yes. That's my life.
That's my life.
We need to run across all the cows. There was all kinds of, there's so many fun side scrolls for the Super Nintendo era. Just do all those and just make them like this. And of course you have collectibles. Oh, artwork, songs, skins.
Yes.
New moves, unlockable characters.
Online play,
leaderboards, boss rush. All those things are cool. I always hate the horde mode. Because beat 100 levels and get to like 86 and you die and you spend like an hour and a half. You're like, fudge me.
Dude, the freaking Mr. X's Nightmare on Streets of Rage. Oh my goodness.
I can't get to level 40 and that's what you have to do to unlock everything.
Yeah, the last
I get to level 33 and then those red guys.
Just, too much.
Too many.
But that's what makes these things cool. And the Arc Systems always does a great job. So I'm glad all these things are coming back. I just hope the quality stays high. But again, even eating the most delicious meal, you can only eat it so many times. We're starting to get to the point to where I know we want to see these other side scrollers come back, but I don't want the pool of like 50 of them.
Yeah.
But they need it, so the quality needs to stay high. But it's kind of cool to see this one come back, and I'm glad it took the more chibi pixelated look of like maybe like a really good Nintendo game. But of course cool. modern, so it's not gonna have slowdown or anything, but it has that look to it.
It has 2 new characters too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some guy, some other, I guess another cop, like another black dude. I'm like, oh, okay, who's that guy? But remember, Double Dragon, even in part 3, you had a bunch of all kinds of characters.
Yeah.
That fat dude, that ninja guy. People don't like Super Double Dragon 4. I like that one on the Super Nintendo. It's a lot slower, but I thought it was more, like it had impact. Like it wasn't as quick, but like you could do like the quick kicks and stuff. I like that game. But is there anything more classic than grabbing the guy, punching him twice, and throwing him over your shoulder? That's like the beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up thing to do. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, super cool. I just found it weird now that we have 2 official new Marins that are completely different from each other.
And you do one has to kill the other one to see who wins.
Although, you know, the only one that was actually not good, Battletoads.
Oh, that one sucked. Yeah.
Because the story was so stupid.
But I think it's funny. Battletoads was one of the first ones where I think everyone learned their lesson of like, keep to the source material. We're not changing it. Because when they change characters and make them different, it just
I also heard it too, the fact that it was a lot of they had very little beat 'em up. There's all these puzzles.
Yeah, there's like and I know they always have like
overkilled it.
That's another thing too. Do you have like levels where you have to be in the car and dodge all the cones? Those kinds of levels need to be fast and quick.
Yeah, learn from Ninja Turtles. That's what they did.
The beat 'em up part needs to be the game, not the like platforming puzzling.
Yeah.
Even though I know there was a lot of that in the original Battletoads, we had to dodge all the walls and stuff, but what makes it cool is when you pound a guy in the ground and then boot his head off with a giant boot. That's what's cool about Battletoads. Not that when you're stuck on the lollipop machine thing and then you're being chased by the snake. No one likes that. No one wanted God, I can't wait to have more of that.
Yeah, that was just a trap to just piss you off.
But this looks like it's going to just be a pretty good side-scrolling beat 'em up. You know, classic. Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.